I feel like Nikola's too unselfish, right? He gonna make the right play every single time. Like K can shoot over two people, Kai can shoot over two people and score. Nikola not gonna do that. He gonna pass it and believe that you gonna make that shit.
Every single time?
Every single time.
I just laugh. That's all I can do. I mean, I can't be mad because he good, man.
Multiple-time MVP, soon to be MVP again.
With 3 MVP trophies under his belt and possibly another on the horizon, Nikola Jokic has dominated the NBA in recent years, solidifying his place among the greatest players of this generation. His current form has demonstrated that he is in a league of his own. This era is unquestionably the Jokic era because it rivals the heights of basketball's all-time legends. Every other player is just playing in his league. But what happens when one of the league's biggest stars steps up to share unexpected praise for Jokic? What they reveal could potentially alter your perception of the Joker and his influence on the game. The most recent miracle Nikola Jokic feat is something no one saw coming, turning Russell Westbrook not only into a better player but possibly saving his career. At 35, Westbrook is having a comeback and playing some of his best basketball in years because of Jokic's unmatched ability to bring out the best in his teammates. Although it has long been clear that Jokic pushes his teammates to new heights, Westbrook has always been unique even though he has played with some of the NBA's biggest names. Westbrook's partnerships frequently ended in disappointment. Following years of annoyance, he forced Kevin Durant to leave Oklahoma City. Even the King was unable to revive Westbrook's career because of his time with James Harden in Houston, which prevented the Rockets from contending, and his time with LeBron James and Anthony Davis in Los Angeles, which became notorious for dysfunction and revealed the worst in each player's style. For this reason, Westbrook's appreciation for Jokic hits in a unique way. It's not just respect. It's gratitude for a teammate who has reignited his passion for the game and restored his legacy under Jokic's influence. For the first time in years, Westbrook is producing successful plays that highlight his talents and minimize his flaws. He also seems rejuvenated and thriving with Jokic, whose on-court connection is similar to that of a seasoned duo. Here are Westbrook's own words regarding playing with Jokic.
He's the best player in the world. My job is to make the game easy for him, and he does it for everybody else. And it's a pleasure to be able to share the floor with him.
Westbrook freely admits that Nikola Jokic makes the game easier for everyone around him. For Russell, who has personal experience with how difficult it is to continuously improve the performance of people around him, Jokic and Westbrook are both well known for their ability to rack up triple-doubles and elevate mediocre teams to competitive levels. Jokic's current dominance is nothing short of extraordinary, which is why it feels so natural for Westbrook to call Nikola Jokic the best player in the world. The argument over who the best player in the world is has become much clearer in recent years, and while Joel Embiid won an MVP award in a season that many felt should have gone to Nikola Jokic, the difference between the two is obvious. Whether it's his back-to-back MVPs, his historic playoff runs, or his capacity to inspire his teammates, JIC has continuously demonstrated that he is on a level that no other center, including Embiid. JIC has raised some questions regarding the optimal Embiid. Although he may be a gifted big man, YIC's dominance has made him stand out as the league's clear standard. Although Embiid has occasionally made subtle jabs at YIC in the media, he also knows when to give credit where credit is due. Even with all of his achievements, Embiid has acknowledged that YIC is currently ruling the league, and despite their rivalry, these two elite big men respect each other.
It's a monster. I saw what he was able to do last night. I was watching the game actually. Like I'm always watching. I'm watching every game, but he's a monster. What he's able to do on the basketball floor, really, it's crazy. From big man to big man is, I'm happy that, when you look at, who's dominating the league and really who the best players are, you got, really all big men.
Draymond Green's defensive style after careful observation. He has firmly stated that Jokic is much harder to defend than Embiid. What's even more impressive is the respect Jokic has earned from Green, who is typically more known for disparaging his opponents than praising them. Brilliance and an outspoken nature have reflected on the vast difference between the dominance of Jokic and Embiid, ultimately acknowledging that Jokic operates on an entirely different level. Green has freely acknowledged that Jokic's extraordinary skill set has improved him as a defender. Draymond rarely gives the Serbian superstar this kind of praise for the challenge he presents to every game, particularly given that Jokic concentrates more on offense and defense is Green's specialty. Green has also emphasized Jokic's distinctiveness as a player by highlighting his blend of athletic prowess, strength, and toughness. For Draymond Green, JIC is a very unique player archetype who is more than just a formidable foe.
Just told him thank you for making me better. It's absolutely incredible to play against a guy like that. Incredible talent. Just told him thank you for making me better. It's an honor and a pleasure to play against someone so talented and so skilled. And you know, usually when you have guys that talented and that skilled, they're a little soft. He's far from soft. You know, he's an absolutely incredible.
Michael Porter Jr. is one of the biggest beneficiaries of Jokic's offensive mastery, while Porter Jr. is a limited player who thrives primarily as a spot-up shooter without strong passing or ball handling skills. However, playing alongside JIC turns him into an elite scorer who consistently adds value to the Denver Nuggets. Just think of the admiration his teammates would have for him if the defenders who play Nikola Jokic could have for his game. Having played with the Nuggets his whole career, with Jokic, Porter Jr. has acquired original knowledge about Jokic's character both on and off the court. He has offered peeks into Jokic's demeanor in the locker room and during the off-court season, offering a more thorough examination of the man behind the MVP trophies.
Yeah, man. Joker all off-season is in Serbia, drinking beer and watching horses. He definitely likes horses more than basketball. Man, we'll be in there getting ready for practice at training camp, and he's on his phone watching the horse races. He probably didn't touch a basketball all off-season, and somehow he got better.
Seeing this more intimate side of Nikola Jokic through the accounts of his colleagues, such as Michael Porter Jr., is always intriguing. Because he is infamously reserved with the media, these insights into his life feel particularly unique. Off the court, Jokic comes across as a laid-back guy, which is a sharp contrast to the unstoppable force he becomes when he's dominating every team in the NBA. Damon. One of his most endearing traits is his love for his horses back in his hometown of Serbia. It's almost comical how much he treasures them. After years of losing to Nikola Jokic's dominance, Lillard recently took to social media to declare Jokic the league's best player. Interestingly, Lillard also brought Joel Embiid into the discussion, implying that while Embiid may have merited the MVP award, there is a distinct difference between being the MVP and being the league's best player, according to Lillard, who believes that title belongs to Jokic.
Joker might be the best player in the league, my boy. The best player don't always win MVP. I thought Embiid should have won MVP this year, but that boy Joker, boy, he might be the best player in the league. Watching him play and playing against him is like blood don't ever miss.
Because he emphasizes Jokic's legendary ability to make shots and his status as one of the greatest shot creators in NBA history, Lillard's compliment of Nikola Jokic holds added weight. Lillard is well aware of what it takes to succeed in this area, and he's perfectly justified in highlighting how impressive Jokic's efficiency and accuracy are when it comes to scoring. Domantas Sabonis has frequently praised Nikola Jokic's passing and playmaking skills, emphasizing how Jokic excels as a complete basketball player. While Jokic is a masterful playmaker, he also contributes elite rebounding and the ability to score aggressively when necessary, making him one of the league's most well-rounded players. Sabonis is in a unique position to offer this kind of recognition because his game also highlights playmaking and rebounding abilities, which Jokic has elevated to an unrivaled level, further solidifying this connection. The son of Arvid Sabonis, a renowned big man from the 1990s who invented playmaking and floor spacing for centers, is Domantas Sabonis. Damon's admiration for Jokic is much more significant because of this legacy, because it connects the generation's development of this play style.
He just gets everyone involved. He gets everyone involved at the same time being aggressive, you know, and he's just a complete basketball player. You know, he does a bit of everything. So, I mean, that's basically what basketball is. So it's awesome to watch.
A matchup between Nikola Jokic and Kevin Durant, who had already faced off in a heated second-round playoff series earlier that year in which Jokic ultimately prevailed on his way to winning the championship, was among the NBA's unforgettable lineup of games featuring marquee stars that took place on Christmas Day. The news that Kevin Durant is brewing between the Nuggets and the Suns is even more unexpected. Many congratulations to Jokic, What Durant said about Jokic was very surprising.
They're a physical team. They got arguably the best player in the world and top 10 player of all time in Jokic. So our work was cut out for us to start this game, but I like how we finished it.
Many NBA fans are still hesitant to rank Nikola Jokic among the elite 10 players of all time. Ironically, many fans and members of the media frequently rank Jokic on the same level as Kevin Durant. This is why it's so important when Kevin Durant himself includes Jokic in these elite discussions. One active superstar who has long been in the greatest of all-time conversations is none other than LeBron James, one of the most well-known athletes in any sport. LeBron has heard every possible compliment. What's much less common, though, is for him to be the one offering praise. But Nikola Jokic is a special talent who has earned every bit of recognition that comes his way. Jokic and LeBron James are on the same all-time exclusive tier, and even LeBron has acknowledged the similarities between their games. They both approach basketball with a unique vision and style that is uncommon in NBA history. When LeBron James acknowledges this kind of greatness, you know it's unique, and he doesn't hold back when discussing it.
I know how great he is. I know how great Joker is. There's certain guys in this league that play the game a certain way that I like to play the game as well, and he's one of them. Where you are always off balance when you guard a player like that because of his ability to score, rebound, shoot. He sees plays before they happen. There's not many guys in our league like that.
Comparing Nikola Jokic to other league stars and how they set up plays for their teammates allows one to fully understand how exceptional he is at running an offense. One such player is Anthony Edwards, a gifted player who frequently struggles to consistently make the right pass. However, Edwards has publicly commended Jokic for his amazing talent for consistently making the right play and elevating everyone in his vicinity as division competitors. Through these encounters, Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves have frequently battled Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Despite being on the receiving end of Jokic's dominance, Edwards has personally witnessed the brilliance of his playmaking. In media appearances, Edwards keeps praising Jokic, recognizing the true exceptionality of his skill set.
I mean, they got the best player in the world, and he's got the ball the entire game. So anytime you make a mistake, he sees it. So, I mean, it's hard to beat that.
Nikola Jokic always seems to make the proper play to help his team win, regardless of where he is on the court or what circumstance he is in. For a better understanding of what makes Jokic so good and how to potentially slow him down, it's worth hearing to thoughts from the 2023 Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr. His versatility in offensive settings makes it nearly impossible to stop him.
I mean, you just don't know what you're gonna have to deal with. He might be bringing the ball up, he might be in a get everybody involved kind of mode, but if he gets in the post, it's hard to deal with him. If he gets to his spots in the floater, I mean, and then he hits you with a three ball, he kind of has everything. So you just have to make it hard for him. You're not gonna hold him to 0, you're not gonna really hold him to 15, but you try to get the win. But if he's playing, smooth and you make him comfortable, it's different.
As the opposing big man and a defensive anchor, Jaren Jackson Jr. has frequently been given the nearly difficult task of controlling Nikola Jokic's offensive supremacy. Jackson is well aware of the difficulty, but even the Defensive Player of the Year winner said that there doesn't appear to be a way to solve Nikola Jokic's issue, whether it be with a well-timed pass or an effective shot. We haven't seen a player dominate the offensive end like this since Steph Curry's prime, and as he ages, it's getting harder for him to match Nikola Jokic's total control of the game following a difficult loss to the Denver Nuggets in which the Warriors blew a significant double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. JIC can punish defenses from anywhere on the floor, and not even the best defender in the league can say with confidence that he can stop him. When asked about the loss, Curry gave a direct reply, demonstrating his dissatisfaction. Nikola Jokic is simply that talented.
I mean, obviously against them, it happened a couple times last year too. It's tough one to swallow because we played well enough, even with our kind of dry spells and boneheaded turnovers. We still had enough, to have a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter and lose. I don't know the answer to the why. Jokic is good.
Even though he routinely loses to him in the MVP race, Luka Doncic clearly admires Nikola Jokic, something he doesn't show toward any other NBA player he plays against. This connection probably comes from the many similarities they have both on and off the court. They come from the same part of Europe and faced similar difficulties adjusting to American language and culture. On the court, they dominate not by having peak athleticism like many of their peers, but by combining incredible strength with unmatched skill. Over the years, this mutual respect has grown into a true friendship, as evidenced by the innumerable clips of them joking around, whether it's All-Star Weekend or exhibition games in Slovenia. For Luka, Jokic's humor and laid-back manner are what he values most, strengthening their bond.
I mean, it's great. It's always fun with him. Of course, he's an amazing basketball player, but he's a great guy. That's what I love the most about him. Just always joking around. He's just a simple and very amazing guy.
When talking about Nikola Jokic's game, Luka Doncic doesn't think twice about calling him the best basketball player in the world right now. This claim is even more significant given that Doncic is in the discussion for that exact title. What's interesting is how Doncic emphasizes the difference between the respect that Jokic receives from players and coaches and how underappreciated he was by the media for a long time. Everyone who has played against Jokic knows that he has a special talent, but it took some time for the media to fully recognize his greatness. Today, it's encouraging to see Jokic finally get the widespread recognition he has always deserved.
Well, I think everybody knew him before. Maybe not because he's not really on the media stuff a lot. But all the players, all the coaches know how special he is. Everybody knows how special he is. So, like I said, I think everybody knows what kind of player he is. And he's right now probably the best basketball player in the world.
NBA players like Paul George, who rely more on skill and technique than on pure athleticism, have acknowledged how Jokic dominates his matches with his distinct style of play. Jokic's game is built on an unmatched basketball IQ. Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic are prime examples of NBA stars who dominate the game without the elite athleticism often seen in other superstars. This level of basketball intelligence is difficult to teach, which is why JIC is unmatched every time he takes the court and why fans may not notice some of the finer points of his play. His ability to read the floor, make the right decisions, and execute with precision sets him apart. Paul George and other brilliant gamers find Jokic's decision-making to be just astounding.
It's crazy because he's not by any means the athletic guy on the floor, but he just knows his game. I think he's a player that just knows who he is on that court. And you put a small guy on him, he punishes him. Somebody his size, he uses his smarts and wits. It's a tough matchup, and it's one that we failed to figure out so far. But I was blown away.
The NBA's current stars have spoken, and their message is very obvious. It is difficult to dispute Nikola Jokic's assertions that he is the best player in the league at the moment, as he dominates the game against both fierce rivals and close teammates. Everyone seemed to be amazed by Jokic's brilliance, and even the top defenders in the league acknowledge that they cannot match him. He is already being regarded as one of the all-time greats by NBA veterans, and those who know him are constantly complimenting him on his humor and humility. The NBA is living in a unique time where everyone around him respects and admires a one-of-a-kind superstar.